As Associate Deputy Minister of Industry Canada, I'm reminded almost daily of the transformative power of the internet and the digital economy, not only in reshaping how we live our lives and do our jobs, but also in unleashing untold opportunities in the private sector for small and large businesses alike. I recently visited a textile manufacturer, a Canadian textile manufacturer in Montreal. Now, this is an industry that has faced intense competitive pressure for 2 decades. But this company is thriving. Their competitive advantage? Advanced technology. Their sophisticated ICT systems and their ability to connect with their customers has allowed them to provide just-in-time delivery and keep the competition at bay. Another great example is the automotive industry. I had the pleasure of being able to attend the Detroit Auto Show this year. And the buzz around the auto show is always about what's new. And this year, the what's new is all about electronics that are going into automobiles. GM, for example, announced that it will begin to equip some of its cars in 2014 with 4G technology. So soon the internet will be as commonplace in the car as it is at home, at the office, on our smartphones, at the library, at your coffee shop, I guess, everywhere. So whether it's supporting companies in the development and adoption of ICT technologies, realigning our framework legislation to adapt to the digital age, or transforming the way we do our work, the internet and digital communications that supports it are integrated across everything we do at Industry Canada. And CIRA is a critical institution because CIRA creates the platform for all of this connectivity to happen. I know that it's been a big year for CIRA. You're celebrating the 25th anniversary of the .ca domain, and CIRA reached more than 2 million registered .ca domains this year. This is an impressive figure and puts the .ca domain at the top of the international standings. So congratulations to all of you. Looking back, we can see how much has changed in the past 25 years. It was 25 years ago that the first transatlantic fiber optic cable was laid. A marvel at the time, it was able to carry 40,000 telephone calls simultaneously. It was also 25 years ago that the first computer virus infected another computer over the internet. And we can see how much that too has changed over the past 25 years. It took 21 years for CIRA to reach 1 million domains and only 4 more to reach 2 million. This is a testament to the speed of change and the explosion of the internet, but it's also a testament to CIRA as an organization. In a relatively short period of time, the .ca domain has become embedded in our Canadian identity. If a site has a .ca domain, there's no doubt about its provenance and that its identity as a truly Canadian website. Canadians are among the top internet users worldwide, as Louise noted, so it should come as no surprise that .ca is among the top 20 level domains, top-level domains. Nor should it surprise us that the .ca domain is among the top 5 growing domains in the world today. And this trend shows no signs of letting up. Indeed, as CIRA's leading work in the rollout of Internet Protocol version 6 would suggest, our current system of IP addresses, IP4, has almost reached capacity. The world, quite literally, has outgrown the internet as we know it. So we must recognize that with new growth comes new challenges and opportunities. And in this respect, I'm confident that CIRA is ready to play its part.
Before we go and look into the issues that are of concern to the government of Canada, and before we look at the progress of CIRA, I want to congratulate you for all the things that you've done and the addition of the French accents in the domain names .ca. So with this change, all Canadians will be able to register on web registers.ca and access them into both official languages. Even though the change is rather simple, the level of expertise, the efforts, and the commitment that were necessary were huge. Thank you, and again, congratulations.
CIRA has had a busy and successful year. 2012 was also busy for the Government of Canada, and we made important progress on a number of internet-related issues. We welcome the passage and coming into force of the Copyright Modernization Act. The last time the Copyright Act was updated was 1997, which was the time of VHS, Netscape, and Discmen. Discmen. Incidentally, it was also the year that the term Wi-Fi was first used. I think it's safe to say that quite a lot has changed since then, and we were due for an update. This follows the government's passage of the Fighting Internet and Wireless Spam Bill, which is expected to come into force in the coming months. This bill will help deter damaging and deceptive forms of spam and activities such as identity theft, phishing, and spyware. Taken together, these two bills complement each other in helping to ensure a secure and safe online environment. In addition, to help establish a framework for future growth, Minister Paradis announced last March a series of decisions related to Canada's wireless telecommunications sector. Today, 45% of the Canadian market consists of smartphones. And to help respond to the demands of a growing wireless sector, the minister laid out the government's vision for the future of Canadian wireless. He announced that the government will undertake auctions for the 700 megahertz and 2500 megahertz spectrum, and he announced a number of measures to promote competition in Canada's telecom market. This included the lifting of restrictions on foreign investment for telecom companies that hold less than a 10% share of the Canadian telecommunications market. He also announced that in order for both new wireless competitors and incumbent carriers to have access to the spectrum for auction, the government will apply caps in the upcoming spectrum auctions. And finally, he made it clear that Industry Canada will improve and extend the government's policies on roaming and tower sharing to further support competition and slow the proliferation of new cellular towers. We were also quite active internationally. As many of you know, one of the more high-profile international meetings this past year happened in Dubai at a meeting of the International Telecommunications Union intended to modernize telecommunications regulations. Some countries use this event as an opportunity to attempt to broaden the role of the ITU to include internet policy issues. As was reported in the media at the time, and by your president, who was blogging from Dubai, I noticed, Canada did not sign the proposed regulations that would have opened the door to a greater role for the ITU in internet-related issues, including internet governance. Canada strongly supports addressing priority issues such as spam, security, and human rights. We disagreed not with the importance of these issues, but with including such provisions in the debate at the ITU, as we do not believe that these matters belong in discussions about ITU telecom regulations. I think it's essential to acknowledge the long and important history of the ITU itself. It plays a unique role in allocating global radio spectrum and satellite orbits, as well as in developing the technical standards that ensure the seamless connection of networks and technologies across borders. And there are many legitimate issues related to internet policy that cross borders. The question is how and where these issues are best addressed. Canada remains committed to addressing these issues within the framework of the current private sector-led model, which features leadership from the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers, ICANN, and the Internet Engineering Task Force, or IETF, among many other organizations. Within this framework, however, we recognize that more can be done to give ICANN a more global reach and representation. Canada is working within ICANN to strengthen the government engagement process in order to be more responsive to concerns from all countries and in order to increase the involvement from regions that have traditionally had lower levels of participation. The Government of Canada supports an open, private sector-led internet. This approach has given us the web that we have today, and it remains the best model for encouraging further innovation and growth in the digital economy. And we will continue to work with like-minded governments to preserve this vision. En terminant, je veux mentionner...
To conclude, I have to say that every year when we meet within this forum, I am very happy with the talent of these people. The excellent work that you do allows us to have a safe and secure presence on the internet, and we are very proud of it.
continue. The coming years promise to present new challenges and new opportunities. And I know that through events like this, Canada and Canadians will continue to be at the leading edge of internet technologies and use. For this, we should all be proud. Thank you, and I wish you a full and engaging forum today.